I'm live. Oh my gosh, I'm live. Hello, everybody. I see some of my friends are already waiting for me. And this is like so exciting because I have never done a live YouTube show before, although I do it all the time on Facebook. So I don't know what I'm so nervous about. Can you guys see and hear me? I see some comments before I even got here. So I don't know if you can see and hear me live right now. Brenda, Jeannie, hi, Deborah. Thank you so much letting me know you're here. This is so exciting. Oh, I'll wait for my audience to build up a little bit, but I have got some story time for you. My followers on Facebook always love it when I read to them. So I think that's what I'll do first. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. Thank you for everybody who is coming on my YouTube page. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. I always hear people say that. I've never said it myself. I'm saying it now. Hey, Debsy, Margie, hello. So glad you guys are here. This is really fun. I'm here on YouTube for the first time on a live. I have been putting up videos from Ray Becerra's Everglades Adventures. Please go watch them. They are exciting and educational, and you can show them to your kids. Hi, Edna. Thank you for joining me. And I'm just going to dive right in. And so I'm so excited to read this book to you. Oh, it's backwards. But anyway, it's called Be Aware. And one of my very dearest friends has just published it. And I am in this book. So I thought I would start with reading the chapter that I am in because I think it's pretty cool to be in a book, especially that one of my dearest friends wrote. She is not a client, although this is my job, helping people write their own books. But of course, I've helped her, as a friend. And she says I inspired her to finish this book, which is, it was fun. It is not backwards. Oh, good, because it looks backwards to me. But anyway, it took a few years, but here it is. She signed it to me. She signed it. She said, Jill, thanks so much for your encouragement. Always remember to trust your instincts. Love, Brenda Moxley. So she also co-wrote it with two other women, Robin Jacobs and Melissa Newman. Give them some credit. But the thing that is so exciting for me is that my Brenda, she did finish her book and published it. It just got published. This is one of the very first copies, hot off the presses. Hello, Clarissa Marie. I'm glad you're here. And I am going to read to you the chapter that I am in because I had a very bad experience, a couple of them, but this happened in Fort Lauderdale, which, by the way, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is a pretty dangerous city, and I can attest to that, as I was attacked not once, not twice, not even 3 times, but 4 times. So I do like to talk about safety and the fact that you have to be aware of your surroundings and wherever you go. Of course, now I'm having trouble finding the chapter that I'm in. Wait a minute. Bear with me, you guys. The thing that I love about this book is that she includes a lot, or they include a lot of stories. So it's a really good way to learn about how to be aware of your surroundings through other people's experiences. So I really love that about this book, is that there are a lot of stories in it that give you a good idea of how to handle yourself when the unthinkable happens. So I think I'm in chapter 2. And these chapters have great names, and you can just go through this book and pick out anything that you need at the moment. It's not a book where you have to read the whole thing, one page after the next. You can use it as a guide. You can use it as a way to protect yourself in public spaces. Okay, I'm trying to find my chapter here. Oh, I don't know why it's so hard to find. Because I was not wise enough to mark it for myself. I know it's in the beginning. Situational awareness, I believe, is the one. Sorry, maybe I should sing. Hi, Roberta. Here it is, of course. Okay. So it is in the situational awareness chapter of Be Aware. All right, you guys ready? I'm going to start reading. The following is an edited excerpt from Jill Q&E Cohen's firsthand account of being attacked in Fort Lauderdale. Jill Q&E Cohen is an international freelance journalist, editor, ghostwriter, speaker, and author of Like It Was Yesterday. Might as well show you that book too, right? This is my book. Like It Was Yesterday, a journalist's files since 9/11. So, hey, Tamar, I'm glad you're here. All right, I want to start reading now. Now that I have a small audience. I'm used to having about 100 people on Facebook, but 16 on YouTube is great. I am so happy that you guys are all here. Okay, so that was my book. Like It Was Yesterday, a journalist's file since 9/11. Okay, so now we begin. And this is actually me writing this in her book. Okay, it starts brazen theft. Hey, Kathy. Oh, I know it's dark and I don't know why I can't fix the lighting over here. It is what it is. Like, try to turn on some lights. It still doesn't really help. I don't know. I'll have to move my computer to a better area. But for now, just listen. You don't have to look at me because I'm just going to be reading. So thank you for your help. My assistant is turning a bunch of lights on. It's not really helping, but she's trying, which is really good. Hey, MJ, glad to see you. Glad you're out of Facebook, Jill. Exactly. We need to get off of Facebook. So hi, Jeannie. Okay, I'm going to start. So this starts out called Brazen Theft. It was a gorgeous Florida day in October, so I decided to walk to the bank. My path was along the beach in Fort Lauderdale. Then I turned onto Sunrise Boulevard, a very busy street. However, there weren't any people on the sidewalk when a man suddenly walked up to me and tried to snatch my phone right out of my hand in broad daylight at noon. I'm no victim, so I chose to fight him, and I lost my shoe in the process as I wrestled for control of my phone. Unfortunately, I was no match for this belligerent jerk. He twisted my finger painfully and threw me onto the sidewalk before running off through a crowded tourist area. Undaunted, I jumped up and began yelling. I screamed out his description as I ran after him. To my surprise, everyone on the sidewalk mobilized to help me. I watched the thief actually implicate another man similarly dressed in the crime. While I was standing there wondering what to do next, the man who had been falsely accused gave me his phone to call 911, which I did. So that's just the first chapter, and I'll give you a little backstory on this story as well, because I'm sure you're going to have some questions. Another day, another crime. A similar situation happened to me just 8 months before, when two men tried to steal my purse. At least that's what I thought they were after. All I had in my bag were 3 copies of my book, Like It Was Yesterday, a journalist's file since 9/11. I was talking on the phone at the time. I remember thinking that I could easily let them have that bag of books. Wouldn't they be surprised? But then I went into beast mode and I was angry. They get nothing from me, flashed through my mind as I stubbornly, can we say this word, stubbornly held onto my bag. The 2 large men dragging me into the parking lot. The whole time I was screaming at the top of my lungs, call 911, call 911. Yep, that's the way it happened. Oh, thank you, Margie. I really, really appreciate your help, all of you. And thank you guys for subscribing. A game changer. This is another chapter. Suddenly, from out of nowhere, this white car drives up. While I'm fighting the two men off, I'm thinking, OMG, they're not pulling me into that car. I suddenly understood that if I let them drag me into that car, it would likely be the end of my life. The doors to the white car opened, and one guy let go of me and scrambled in. I would not give in and go quietly. I was thrown to the ground with an angry force. The man jumped into the car right before it sped away. I certainly don't want to blame myself, but I realized that I shouldn't have held my cell phone in plain sight while walking in a dangerous area. So that is a lesson to be learned. And you do have to be careful when you are in a dangerous area, whether you know you're in a dangerous area or not. But you do want to keep your cell phone hidden, and you don't want to be looking at it while you're walking. You need to be aware. Hi, Ingrid. Glad you're here. So I'm going to read what Brenda wrote about this. Now, the wonderful thing about Brenda Moxley, there she is. Oh, that's her right there. Brenda used to be an FBI agent. So yes, one of my best friends actually grew up to be an FBI agent. She left the force during the years where a lot of people were leaving the FBI, a lot of good people like Brenda, because it got to be, shall we say, a little bit corrupt. So anyway, Brenda started doing other things, and now she has gone into becoming an author and writing a book. So I am so, so proud of her and so excited, not just that I'm in the book, but here's one of the best parts about being a book editor and being a book writing coach is that I get to be in other people's books. So I am in the acknowledgments, and she writes Betsy Rappaport, Jill Cohen, and Dr. Lisa Torsky. They're being acknowledged for their advice and assistance. So that is super cool too. I have my name in the acknowledgments of like a dozen books, and every time it happens, it just thrills my heart. So if you want to write a book, I can help you. If you are just thinking about it, or if everyone has said to you, you hear this all the time, you should write a book, then you should write a book, and I can help get you started. So, or walk you through the process or whatever you need. I do book consulting and coaching. So, and I'm pretty good at it. And I must say that when a book comes out, I am pleased as punch. And I do feel like, and Brenda has said that I get some of the credit for this. So, and I'm going to take it because it's just so exciting to me that she finished her book. It took maybe 3 years for her to get this done. And she also collaborated with 2 other people, which makes it even harder because then everyone's got to agree on everything. But she did such a great job. Phoebe, you're here. I'm so glad to see you. So glad that you guys came, and it's my live chat so I can talk to you and converse with you and read to you. So right now I'm going to read the rest of this chapter. And actually, maybe I should start with the beginning. No, there's a lot here. I'm going to read the rest of it so you can see what Brenda had to say. And then you can ask me questions about my experience of being mugged several times in Fort Lauderdale and how I survived it and how I still live my life basically fearless, but aware of my surroundings. Hi, Gloria. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so this is Brenda's words. It's hard to imagine how you might have reacted had you been in Jill's shoes. She acknowledges that walking while using her cell phone was a distraction that may have contributed to her being an easy mark for the attackers. No phone call is that important. If you must use your phone while out in public to look at a map or take a call, we recommend that you stop and find a private place. At no time should you ever use your cell phone with headphones on or earbuds in your ears. And I am so guilty of that. This is an advertisement that you are an easy target due to distraction and preoccupation with music or conversation. Hi, Barbara. I love seeing people come on. I'm so excited. It's scary to think that these types of incidents are real. You may find yourself in a position where you need to think back and react faster. With proper planning and forethought, you will be ready to react. You will have plenty of time afterward to review and critique your actions during the crisis. With practice, you will be proud of how you respond under pressure. And that's so true. I am very proud of myself because I survived it, especially when they tried to pull me into a car. And if they had actually been successful, I wouldn't be here today. When I told Brenda what happened to me, she was, I can't tell you the look on her face, like she was shocked. And the first thing she did was give me that biggest hug she ever gave me and thanked me. She thanked me for saving my own life. She thanked me because I did not react like deer in the headlights. I didn't let those men pull me into the car. I screamed. I reacted as if my life depended on it. And my life did depend on it, whether I realized how much danger I was in or not. I mean, I knew it was bad when they were trying to take my purse. In fact, I heard this. This is a sound I've heard again and again. And the first time that I heard it when I was being attacked was like a flapping sound behind me. That was actually the two men who were running up behind me to grab my purse. So whenever I hear someone jogging behind me, ooh, I flash back hard. And I'm like, oh, I assume the position. So it is really scary, but you have to think, when you hear a sound of somebody footsteps running up behind you, get ready, because that was my first clue that I was in trouble, was that sound of people running up behind me. I can see you, Gloria. I'm so glad you're here. So I want people to learn from my experience and take away from the fact that I didn't die that day. So I think that God must have wanted me to stay alive so that I can help other people, if not avoid the situation altogether, at least be able to have presence of mind to scream out a call to action. A call to action could be fire, it could be help, but I think the best call to action was what I did, which is call 911. Nobody heard me and nobody called 911, but the people who did hear me were my attackers and they were scared. Oops, I hear the call of the wild. My assistant's going to go get Muffin. She's awake. She was taking a nap earlier. Oh, for those of you who don't know, Muffin is my sidekick, my little white Shih Tzu. So yeah, I have a little bit of PTSD from it, Deborah, and it was scary, but I do feel like, hey, I survived it. And, if it doesn't kill you, it does make you stronger. So, let's see. Now, Brenda, in her book, recalls responding to a bank robbery crime scene where the bank robber was already in custody when she arrived. She recounts, and this is Brenda's story. This is interesting. I learned that one of the bank tellers, a petite young lady wearing a dress and high heels, had run out and tackled the bank robber outside the bank. She sat on him until the police arrived. She did it without even thinking. It was her adrenaline that kicked in. And adrenaline is very important, and it does kick in and make you, I guess, be super fast or super strong. It's pretty cool. Anyway, law enforcement officers, myself included, advise against chasing after a criminal. And you should only engage in a fight if you're fighting to save your life or the life of a loved one. A high-stress situation introduces unexpected variables. If the unexpected happens and you have never thought about it and don't have a plan in place, your response might surprise you. An emergency may be non-crime related, like a car accident or similar situation where you or someone close to you could be injured. I once stepped up to assist a man who panicked while snorkeling. I do not consider myself a strong swimmer. However, I saw someone in trouble and reacted before I had time to analyze. The man's companion was screaming for help, and I happened to be the closest person to him. We got Muffin coming on. Wait 1 second. The man's, I attribute my quick involvement to my survival mindset, practical training, and advanced emergency training, which most of us don't have. So we're going to have my co-host. Oops, Muffin. Sorry, Muff. They grabbed her a little hard, weird there. So anyway, this is Muffin for those of you who are new to my YouTube page, but I just see friends here. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Paul. Yeah, I'm glad to see you all here. And Muffin, however, does not look too happy. Well, if you want to get down, she's like, Mama, take me for a walk. We go on a lot of walks together. All right, so that's Muffin. She's not really in the mood to be on a live YouTube, so we'll let her go do her thing. She probably wants food, and then she's going to yell at me. So we do a show called Eat Your Damn Food every single day. Not everyone sees it, but it's about to begin. Oh, my assistant is going to pull out the food so we don't have too much of a commotion. She does like to yell at me. So anyway, thank you for Muffin looking cute. She does look cute. She just got her haircut. So there's that. Anyway, I am going to continue reading sections of Be Aware. And you can get a copy of Be Aware too. And if you want to get it signed by Brenda and signed by me, definitely can hook you up with that. Brenda has a bunch of copies that she's going to get for me that will have her signature on them, and then I'll sign them and then I'll send them to you. So I'm going to put that on my jillbooks.com website, which you can also go and look up my book, which is on my Muffin. She's always got to have here. Good to see you. Yeah, Barbara, she is a sweet girl. Till we start playing Eat Your Damn Food.